In this video, we are going to be analysing APE shares. Now, to get straight into it, we are going to be going over the shorter time frame first. So on the left, we have a 20-day, on the right, we have a 30-day chart. So if you are looking to day trade or scalp, or you are happy with the lower probability trades, then these are the ones we will be paying attention to. But at the end of this video, we will be going through the longer term levels. You're less likely to hit them because they are much further apart. But when you do hit them, they do provide higher probability setups. So to get straight into it, what are going to be those key resistance levels if we continue up? And we are looking at 280, 340, 370, $4, $5 and $6.30 as those key resistances to the upside. Now what we are seeing, we are starting to see a bit more of a bullish move on APE. So really this 280 is going to be a key level to watch if we can, and pay attention to this 240 as well, because this is kind of the zone we are in. And what you saw and what we always look for is a break above this level, come back to retest and a break through. And then what you saw again, you saw a retest back to this level before continuing to that next deviation. And this is what we always like to see, because it shows that investors or traders or whoever is really touching the stock has had time to think about the look of the trade, and they are still happy to be holding it going further. So at 280, as you would expect, we had a pullback off this level. But if you're someone who's looking to play the upside, what you want to wait for is a break above 280. We don't usually trade the break out of it. Instead, we want to see that retest, because a retest, as long as it stays valid, you still have a lot of upside. You can have tight stops because you know if it falls back below that 280, most likely that level is going to fail and we are going to continue down. But you can have some good upside, because if we hold that level, we expect a move at a minimum to 340, which in this case would provide a 20% upside, and most likely would happen in a relatively short space of time, considering these stocks are just so volatile. So those would be the key resistances to the upside. Again, you don't need to pay attention to all of them, just pay attention to basically the closest level you are at now. And what do we mean by that? We're sitting near 280. We've currently falling off this level, so expect a move back now down to 245 unless you see buying pressure come in. If we are able to break over 280, then your really insight goes to 340. But what you want to see is a break above the 280, come back to test it as a support, and as long as it holds, then your outlook of the stock is going to be around 340. Now onto the support side of things, if we continue to kind of keep its longer term trend of going down, we are looking at 220 as a support, 160, 113, $1, and really that, and we do have a final one at 40 cents, but again the likelihood of getting there in the near future probably not all that much. So really the key focus would really be the 163 and to the 341. Within the next week or two we could definitely see a hit to either of those levels, but again look at the direction and look to play the levels. You want to see the confirmation because it gives you more insight and confirmation and a higher probability setup. Now though, like we said, we would go also over the longer term levels. So if you're happy to wait, you're a bit more patient on the stock, you can wait for those longer levels, then these levels are going to provide that higher probability setup. Just the likelihood of hitting those levels is going to be a lot less. So we can see you're going on to the longer term, the 6 month on the left, the 1 year on the right. We have a key level at basically $3. This is going to be our first deviation on the 6 month and our first deviation on the 1 year chart. Coming into this level, we would expect hesitation, and by that we mean we expect a pullback. And then if we are going to continue high, we expect the retest of that $3. So, you come into the level, pull back, and then if you think it's going to continue higher or you see buying pressure come in, then you expect to see a break of it on the second move. But again, we don't usually like to play that breakout because sometimes you can get faked out. Instead, we wait for that pullback to that level, because 9 times out of 10 you will get that pullback. And then the key focus is, can we hold it? If you see it sink straight below it, then you know that level is not holding. There's more selling pressure than there is buying pressure. Stay out of it unless you're looking too short. But instead, if we come into this level, buying pressure comes in, then we can expect an upward move, and we would get a target of 460. Going past there would be 625 and a final level at 790/$8. Now on the other hand, if we're paying attention to the supports, what do we want to be paying attention to? 130 going to be that key support, very close to that 52-week low, but also our statistical mean on both the 6 month and the 1 year chart. And what you were seeing, and these levels do line up, so it's making these levels stronger because the 6 month and the 1 year chart line up. But this is also down to the stock being more of a recent IPO or a recent preferred shares of AMC, because once the stock's been out for a year, these levels will get different. and they will be stronger. But again, considering the stock's only been around for around 2-3 months, these are the strongest levels you're going to get on a technical level, on a technical bias on APE. Now, if we broke that, we don't actually have any more support on these longer term time frame. We can see because it's been in such a strong sell-off since it's been released, our next deviation is negative 45 cents, and obviously we cannot trade a stock into the negative. So if you wanted further supports, either you cut down to the shorter term time frame like we provided before, or you just pay attention to the key psychological levels that you know more likely than not people will be buying at. So that would be $1, 75 cents, 50 cents and 25 cents if we continue down that low. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the breakdown. If you did want to, drop a like and subscribe and check out one of these 2 analysis videos.